Welcome back to the show, everybody. We got a great one for you today. Ethereum, is it the future of crypto? You may think otherwise. Ukraine in crypto, that's important. And U.S. Treasury FSOC in two very important words I think you're going to need to get used to. And the latest on the U.S. infrastructure bill, there's been a lot of back and forth. We're going to sort that out for you today and give you the up-to-date information on that. And how about an 82-cent XRP? Who's upset about it? Not this guy. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at BackupBradley above at the top of the screen, and everything that we're talking about here today. You can also follow us on Facebook. Give us a like and follow there. It is Digital Perspectives News, no spaces. Okay, right now we see $1.848 trillion for the cryptocurrency market cap. That is up almost $50 billion. It's about $40 billion up from yesterday. We were at 1.808, I believe. My memory serves me correctly. So another $40 billion coming into crypto overnight, and Bitcoin is rightfully so over $45,000 this morning. And we see Ethereum over $3,000, 3,100 plus. Cardano at $1.46, and XRP now at 81.71 is where we are. We were at 82 cents just moments ago. Let's take a look at the range for XRP. Okay, we see the low end of the range is at 76 cents and the upper end is at 82 cents. We're just under that at 0.8164. So we will keep an eye on that for you. Now, this is a project I have not heard before and I don't know anything about it, but I'm asking if any of you do. And if you do, please let me know in the comment section or shoot me a DM on Twitter if we follow one another about the L1S token. I'm trying to figure out, a little more about this project. Someone had sent it to me. So if you have any information, let me know about it. And I'm going to try to check it out myself too. So the L1S token, let's see what we can figure out about that thing. So let's get into the news. We have a lot to cover, so I want to move through it as quickly as possible. And Derek Purcell Jr. shared this, and shout out to you, Derek. And highway robbery, but don't worry, there's no way in hell he would ever pay for this. And thank goodness for that, because look at the fees on this. For the slow version, it's $331. For the average speed transaction, if you want to bump it up a little bit, it's $333.37. And if you want to fast track this payment through ETH and your MetaMask, you can pay $365.71 to get it done. How about that? And I'm just telling you right now, they better fix these fees because this does not fit for the future solution as is. If this is what the future of payments is, this is not a solution make right here. That much I can guarantee you. If they don't fix this, this is just another example that proof of work doesn't work. Moving on. Looking right here from DJ Peter Vass, we see new bill in Ukraine to allow payments in cryptocurrency. And this is official Cointelegraph, I believe, that originally said this. But nevertheless, look, new bill payments allowing crypto in the payment system. Isn't this where we're going? We've seen PayPal, we've seen Venmo, right? We've seen them open up the cryptocurrency to their customer base. And now we see Visa and MasterCard setting up to be able to spend your crypto through their cards and their payment system and network to all the merchants they offer. So this is just, to me, one more piece of evidence that this is where the economy is going. Now, until I get the number that directs us to the House of Representatives, we're going to start talking about this infrastructure bill and everything around it here in just a second. But please call 517-200-9518. It will ask you your zip code. You will give the zip code. It will route you to the exact office of the senator that represents your zip code. Regardless of the fact that this is moving over to the House with the infrastructure bill as it appears, you still need to put pressure on everyone. So call your senator, reinforce this. It is not enough to do your part just on social media and complaining at work or at a party gathering, right? You got to call the number and make a real showing, and you got to leave a message. It's very simple. They will give you the bill number, and they will tell you exactly who to reference when you leave a message either on the machine or with an actual person. That's all you have to do, and then hang up. Be very polite. When I get the number for the House of Representatives that has this kind of connection, I will get that for you as well. Now, let's talk about this. I covered this over the weekend, but it sets the tone for what we're talking about here. The U.S. infrastructure bill that has the little piece of information in it that covers crypto and the $28 billion projected revenue that they will gather from this new definition and reporting requirements and things of that nature. The big hang up has been the amendment about the definition of a broker or a broker dealer, right? And what that would include. I'm showing you this because it is about distributed ledger as a critical technology. And it is important to remember that that is exactly right. And it's a part of infrastructure. DLT, distributed ledger technology, is what we're trying to move to for the fourth industrial revolution, right? So we can move money and value and other assets that have been digitized and tokenized and move that value across distributed ledger technologies. Very, very critical emerging technologies list, and it is on it. And I'm showing you this because I believe not only will it be important for Congress to get this right to a greater degree than they already have, but I also believe there's two very important words that I've been talking about for at least a couple years, I believe, on this channel, and it is systemically important. Systemically important, or another phrase for it, is too big to fail, and is the ability to determine that these non-financial bank companies have such a important role to the financial stability of not only to the U.S., but potentially the globe here, that they have to be held to a heightened prudential of supervisory provisions. So, and here that is allowed through the Dodd-Frank Act. This is not just something I feel. This is actually real, right? And they have done this, and this is a list of things they have done this with already, which aligns with the understanding of where distributed ledger technologies can start to go to work right away in moving value and settling value instantly. Not instant payment, instant settlement. We see Clearinghouse Payments Company, CLS Bank International, Chicago Mercantile Exchange, the Depository Trust Company, and ICE Clear Credit, and the others that you see here. Now, this is all entities that really have been testing in some shape, way, or form distributed ledger technology themselves. This, I believe, is coming. And I believe that the XRP ledger, possibly the ILP, and other protocols may become so systemically important because of their role to the infrastructure of the new Internet of Value and the fourth industrial revolution that you may see some of these things deemed either systemically important or just out and outright considered a public good, as the Internet is. Moving on to the bill here, Michael Val 5 links, U.S. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer now bears the rage of cryptocurrency community after blocking efforts to vote on any further amendments to the infrastructure bill. Mike Novogratz has said there's a reason why the price is not retracing as hard because, basically this is here to stay and people realize how big this issue is. Charles Hoskinson said that the Majority Leader in the Senate, Chuck Schumer, has effed us all and not allowing a vote. And I think Charles has nailed it. And shout out to you, Charles Hoskinson, for your direct speak. But let's get started here because Senator Ted Cruz said the same thing as well. Not surprisingly, they're not friends, right? And basically saying, adding the carrying on with the original text of the legislation could potentially inflict billions of dollars of damage on the fledgling cryptocurrency industry. This is a partisan disagreement on spending, so Dems object to all further amendments. That means no vote from the Wyden Loomis to lessen the damage this bill will do to crypto. No vote on the Cruz amendment to repeal the new crypto rules altogether. together. So that's from his point of view on there. This is another little piece here from Ron Hammond, who is with the Blockchain Association. Yeah, Blockchain Association, now formerly of Ripple, formerly of Warren Davidson's office, and also the architect of the Token Taxonomy Act. If there's one thing that's apparent, DC is shocked just how well of a fight we are putting up. Crypto's success is one of the most fascinating DC-influenced developments I suspect other industries will be studying throughout the rest of the decade. Well, I think that's absolutely correct, because the bottom line here is that these new payment rails that are going to be a part, and they are going to be a part of the fourth industrial revolution, because you don't have a revolution without the new technology. What do you think about that? So they're going to come, right? It's just about when. Oh, this is going to happen, because the reality is we've seen the GameStop issue, right, that they blamed on retail market regulators, right, which really was the fact that Robinhood was selling the retail investor data to the larger firms, and the larger firms ended up canceling their bets and putting it behind the Wall Street Bets crew and made it look like the Wall Street Bets crew did it all. You know, the only thing Wall Street Bets crew did was the same thing in practice that we've been watching the greediest banks of the world do for decades. But they wanted to, who's they? Congress and the powers to be wanted to expose the manipulation of the infrastructure of our trading markets. And they used the retail investor to blame it on, regardless of the fact that the richest people have been doing it for decades. Then there was the oil cyber attack. Now they attacked your oil. Nobody can drive anywhere. Prices of oil going to go crazy. Right? All of that business, right? Then they attacked your food supply, cyber attack. Then they attacked the largest IT company, right? Think of this for a moment. All of this becomes the narrative to understand that our market infrastructure, which is why we're talking about crypto at all, inside of a U.S. infrastructure bill for $1 trillion. That's why this conversation's happening, and that's why, regardless of all of this, it is going to go down. That's how I feel about it. An update from Cynthia Loomis here says, we are in a hurry up and wait mode. We continue to push for a vote. I feel very good about the Wyden-Loomis-Toomey amendments passage if we can get a vote. Thanks to you all, I am discouraged about our ability to get a vote on it or any additional amendment. Max pressure. We need max pressure, and that means we need to contact the House of Representatives as well as the senators in the number I gave you and let them know this is not over and we're watching every single bit of it, let alone they really don't have a choice, right? Helpful indeed. This is Jeremy Allaire here who says, very helpful clarification and statement of intent from the language author, Senator Rob Portman, who put forth an amendment that basically had suggested a murky outlook of who would be considered a broker. He decided to go back to the microphone on the floor and make this clear, right? So he says, here's the full remarks from Senator Rob Portman from Kelly Medrick and Senator Rob Portman on the floor about who believes should be clearly exempted from the tax provisions. You're going to like this. The concerns has been expressed that some in the cryptocurrency industry who are not brokers could be inadvertently caught up in this definition. The Treasury Department, the Nonpartisan Congressional Joint Committee on Taxation, and others believe that the current language is clear and that the reporting requirements only covers brokers. So that's very good that he has said that and that those entities agree that they're only talking about brokers. But he goes on to say, but my view is that we should work to clarify this given the potential for confusion on an extremely important issue. In particular, we want to be sure miners and stakers and others now or in the future who play a key role by validating transactions or sellers or hardware or software or digital wallets or node operators or others who are not brokers are clearly exempted. While it's not the intent of the underlying bill to include them, I believe we can do more to make this clear, which is why I will continue to work with colleagues to clarify the intent of the information reporting language. So it seems to me he's gone in and said, hey, I'm clarifying for the record that what I submitted does not include the aforementioned here. It is only to be focused on actual brokers. And then there is the acknowledgement that the Treasury Department and the nonpartisan Congressional Joint Committee on Taxation also agree that the language is clearly understood in the same exact manner. So, obviously, I believe an amendment is still necessary to really put that into stone, but the fact that that has been recorded on the floor to clarify his admission to what the amendment is on his part from Rob Portman, I think that is a great place to be right now until we get a full vote on an amendment and get the actual clarification put in the bill. That's where we are this morning. I want to focus just on that so we get as clear a message and understanding about where we are on this day. There's been so much back and forth over the weekend, and that's what I got for us this morning. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, leave a comment below. Remember, I Trust Capital is the best gold, crypto, silver IRA. They offer so many different cryptos, and guess what? It's tax-free. Tax-free crypto. By the law, within the framework. Could you want anything else? I mean, it's incredible. I love it. I use it. Make sure you check out the links in the description box and the comment section, and I will catch all of you on the next one.